Hey guys, Indie Game Judge here. So today I'm going to be judging the Basement Collection. The Basement Collection, in case you didn't know, is a collection of Edward McMillan's early games. That is for the few Flash games or short little games that he made before Super Meat Boy, The Binding of Isaac, and all of those that ended up allowing him to make those games that were so successful. So his early career. Games that are still very fun in their own right, just didn't receive the popularity and critical acclaim that his newer games did. So, without further ado, let's enter the Basement Collection. So we've got quite a few games here. These games are very fun, all on their own right, but the Basement Collection puts them all together. It adds some new content to a few of these games, as well as adds like extra soundtracks, extra levels, and all that to all of them, and optimizes them to run better. But besides the games themselves, there's actually some new content. For example, there's some extra comics, there's some drawings and stuff that he did, and even some extra commentaries from Indie Game the Movie. The games also have Steam achievements now. He's given them all Steam achievements, so this bundle just really puts them all together in a really convenient way that you can run offline, and just for any fan of his games who enjoy the kind of games he makes, the Basement Collection is perfect. And for only $3, it's really I'd say it's a very good deal. Let's get into the games themselves, shall we? So we'll start with Meat Boy. Now, it's not Super Meat Boy, this is Meat Boy, the original Flash prototype. Basically what he made, the starter version, the unfinished, just test version basically, that has the same kind of gameplay, but all older graphics, and is less polished, and just the first thing he made before he went to the real Super Meat Boy game that is very popular today. So, there's not, if you know what the original Super Meat Boy is, this one is still very fun because it still works just as well, and there's different levels. But this one, so obviously this one isn't quite as good because there's not as much content and polish, but it is still fun even if you have played the original. If you don't know what the Super Meat Boy is, you can actually check it out in my video review of it I did a while back. And it's essentially a hardcore fun platformer game that is very rage-inducing, but also very enjoyable as well. So yeah, if you like Super Meat Boy, then you'll definitely like this one as well. Alright, so let's beat this level. So yeah, and even if you haven't, you'll enjoy it. Probably regardless. Alright, so let's head back to the main menu. Alright, so the next game is Coil. Coil is a very interesting and unique artsy look that is kind of a interactive and abstract kind of look at, well, childbirth, kind of. It's difficult to explain, so why don't I just show you for yourself. So it's got like little poems and stuff. But yeah, basically it's interesting. It's very short, and it's just kind of a unique look at the wonders of childbirth. I may be interpreting this wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah, basically it's a kind of very, very strange game, but interesting. And offers little, kind of in the terms of traditional gameplay, but is an interesting little game nonetheless. Definitely not the best game in the collection, but it's still worth a play as well. So let's hit back. Next we have Triachnid. Triachnid is a physics-based spider sim puzzle platformer kind of game. So you basically got Triachnid here, and you can control him by clicking on his legs and moving him kind of like one step at a time. It's a very interesting game. you can basically just try and rescue your girlfriend. So yeah, the gameplay is unlike pretty much any other game. Well, maybe not any other game, but it's pretty unique in the way it's controlled. So your goal is to just navigate these kinds of worlds, this world, in order to reach the next level, essentially. There's also a larvae that I neglected to connect because I'm just trying to get through this quickly, but there's stuff like that as well. And you have to like collect this egg sac and then bring it to the end of the level, and find some switches and solve some puzzles and stuff like that. So it's very it's a cool game. It can be kind of frustrating at times because like the controls work kind of fine, but sometimes they don't really work the way you expect them to, and suddenly like your egg sac goes flying with one like wrong step, or etc., and occasionally it can be very frustrating, especially because you cannot save. But he like couldn't do it at the time, and you can't change it now, so you kind of just have to live with it. But it's still fun if you've got the time and the patience in order to play it. So let's head back to the menu. Alright, let's look at Aether. So Aether has like bonus soundtracks that have been added. It's just a quick example of some of the new content in the Basement Collection. But basically Aether Aether, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it, is a very nice little game. That's actually my second favorite in the collection. It takes place, you start on Earth, and you're this basically little boy on this octopusy monster creature thing, and the soundtrack is very calming and relaxing, and the gameplay revolves around clicking the mouse, which basically gets the monster to shoot at its tongue, and allows you to actually swing using the WASD keys to swing back and forth and get and basically fly into outer space. Confused yet? Yeah, I know the feel. So once you're in outer space, you can basically use your tongue to keep swinging around asteroids to propel yourself to other planets. And each planet is kind of like sad, something depressed, like something is wrong with each planet, and it's your goal to figure out like what's wrong and how to fix it. It's a fairly short game, but it's a very fun, it's a fun little game. And there's also some nice Easter eggs as well, like there's constellations and stuff in space that you can try to find. But yeah, and then once you solve all the problems of the planets, then you can return to Earth, and something happens, but I'm not going to tell you what to spoil anything. Yeah, you can visit these planets. You'll notice that everybody's kind of sad when you talk to them. Then you can try to figure out what the problem is and how to solve it. So the soundtrack is very, very good, and there's 3 of them in the Basement Collection. And for example, this level of puzzle is very simple. You just have to swing on all these crystals without touching the ground. But the other puzzles are a bit more, are quite a bit different. But they're all very interesting in their own right. And then, as you see, when I completed it, then the color is restored to the planet, and everyone is happy once more. So this is a very interesting game that's very much like his other games, very unique and interesting as well, and it's definitely worth a shot, worth a play. The next is Time, FKCU, but it's just mixed up for the sake of not being blatant about it, but we all know what it really is. So this is a very interesting game that involves Steven, who gets trapped in this box and is basically taunted by his former self, or meets his former self. He gets tricked into being trapped into this box. In terms of the puzzles, the game revolves around switching dimensions, which present very interesting challenges. So the story is told, basically through conversations you have with your future self that can also be quite amusing as well. And the puzzles get making it more challenging and difficult. For example, this one, you can see it's grayed out. Well, wherever it's grayed out, you know it's going to, that's going to become solid when you flip to the next dimension. So if you flip by pressing the A button in midair, then we will go to the platform. You can like push blocks around standard puzzle stuff, but the dimension is very interesting mechanic. The dimension switching. And you've also got this creepy voice going on. It can be either creepy or more amusing depending on how you look at it. So yeah, it's a very fun game as well. It's probably my third favorite game in the collection. Anyone who's it's not the most challenging puzzle game I've ever played, but it can be pretty difficult sometimes as well. And the retro and aesthetic is very cool and different. Alright, so there's also like keys and random puzzle elements like that that open portals once you have all of them, and stuff like that. And you can access blocks, that way you pick them up. They kind of like link to you, so that when they flash, that when they're flashing, that means when you switch dimensions, they will like come to that dimension with you. Essentially, they will travel as well. They will flip dimensions, just like you will. So you can slide this here. Yep, and that's basically time. You know what? Next, we will go to Spewer. Spewer is probably my favorite game in the Basement Collection. So let's just start this up here. This is another puzzler, but a very different puzzler, where so you start with AWSD to move. I've actually beaten all these, but something happened to my save. I don't really know why. But essentially, yeah, you can. Oh, I think I had it on my other computer. That's why. So you can basically. So it starts as a simple puzzler, but then things get quite interesting soon after that. So sit down here. And now, by holding the mouse button, you can vomit out your puke in whatever direction the mouse is facing, and you can actually like rocket yourself in that opposite direction to get you to the place you need to go. And then as you reach like new worlds or level sets, you unlock different puke, which some of it like freezes in place, or some of it shoots really fast, or one of them eats like acidic and burns stuff down. And you can hit the switch, open the door, and then make sure you save enough puke for the ride back. Otherwise, you are doomed. So this one you can use it to not die like I did. So yeah, this is another very fun puzzler that also involves some quick reflexes. Oh, I think I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. It involves some quick reflexes and also some patience and some creative thinking. So I basically just want to not do it that way. I'm essentially going to try to fill the gap here. That kind of didn't work as I planned, but I might get it. Yes, there we go. Alright, let's go to the third. So swimming in your own puke is a pretty important thing in this game. So as you can see in this level, I don't have much puke, so instead, I must just platform instead. This. There we go. So yeah, this is probably my favorite game, and you will soon see why. Go around here. Hit this switch. So when the puke starts to come out, you can actually you can hit yeah, this level brings us to a very important and interesting part, well, also very disgusting part of the mechanic of the game, where you can eat up your own puke to refill your puke meter. So by pressing space, you can nom up all your puke and refill it and allow you to vomit it out elsewhere. Very, very pretty, I know. So you can actually use it to rocket us up here. We have enough. Hit switches. Slide up around here, and then head for the exit. So yeah, it's a very fun, very mind-boggling and mind-boggling game that will often want to make you puke yourself, but that's all part of the fun. So you can go right here. I need to hit some switches. So that was kind of the wrong way to do it. Yeah, it's very much the wrong way to redo it. Wrong way to do it, rather, so let's redo it. And that was not the right way to do it. Nice, it's the imagination. I keep saying so yeah, this game is a very mind-boggling puzzler that will also make you want to puke yourself. So, if you got a bad stomach, be careful. Oh, that was dumb. Be careful when trying out this one. Yeah, it's just one of the many games that fill up the basement collection that is so enjoyable. Jump around over here. I don't think I've left myself with enough puke here. So eat some of it up. There we go. So, and then we get introduced to new types of puke. And that is a spewer in a nutshell. So, for example, this white puke here. Eat it. And it gives us this ghost puke that basically stays in place. And then we can go through it. Alright, so head back to the main menu. And now we've got nearly the last one in our collection, the penultimate game, Gray Matter. So I'll just go to normal. So Gray Matter is a fun little game where you control this black dot. You can boost by pressing space, move with the arrow keys. Basically, your goal is to kill these enemies without getting and try not to die. But an interesting mechanic is the Trinity attack. So if you kill 3 of the same enemy in a row, you can form a triangle in which everything within that triangle is killed. And you can build up combos as well. Space boost. And there's a boss fight as well, and endless mode, difficult mode. So yeah, this one's very fun. Also difficult to get the hang of, or difficult to be good at. But it takes kind of a bit of practice. But it's very fun. So yeah, that's kind of that basically. So this can be a pretty punishing game. The controls work just fine though, and it can just require some practice, but it can be very enjoyable. Lots of enemy types and power-ups that you can get. See that was an example of how not to trigger the attack. So you're trying to, amid all this chaos, you're trying to hit the same enemy in a row, and not die. And I did anyway. You can get like shields, little rotating around things. Upgrade your boost. So I can So yeah, it's a very fun game as well. Main menu. This one I'm just going to go through quickly. AVGM is abusive video game manipulation, and it's essentially just a parody or kind of a commentary on how video game developers kind of abuse video game players by like making them do something so simple and then make a free game, for example, and then make money off them by getting them to pay for something that they could get in game, like in-app purchases or DLC. For example, like you can beat the next level, or you can just pay $1 and skip the next level entirely. So it's just a simple game where you can just click the light switches on and off, and get like new furniture that you can drag around and stuff. And basically just makes it like 10,000 times, and it's clearly not meant to be played as just a kind of a joke game. I mean, if you want to click it 10,000 times, go right ahead, but I think you're kind of missing the point. So yeah, that's basically the Basement Collection. So all in all, this game is really great. It takes all these really neat little games and puts them in one convenient package. The new content is nice to have. The new levels, this extra soundtracks, and having all this this extra comics of his, as well as some bonus concept art and the extra commentaries. It really makes for a really nice experience. If you're a fan of any of his games, I highly recommend this, and even if you're not, it's probably worth a try. At such a low price, it's really difficult to go wrong. All in all, I give this game a 10 out of 10. It's really fantastic. It's so cheap, it's impossible to say really anything that's wrong with it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you found this video enjoyable, informative, interesting, or at least not a complete waste of your time, please like it and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. I really cannot stress how much it helps me out. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you next time.